What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. The reports are out about Nicola Batum saying that he wants to end his career with the Clippers. And I definitely don't blame him. You know, he's definitely a good part of the culture. He's definitely somebody that's very valuable to them as an organization. And I definitely think they should grant him his wish. And, you know, I talk about guys all the time in regards to, you know, their overall gameplay and how they are and how they can affect a team, good or bad, and how they can help a team, you know, in ways to help them win. And to me, Nicola Batum is definitely the type of guy that affects a team in a good way. You know, he definitely goes about his business the right way. He only averages about 8.3 points a game, maybe 4.3 rebounds a game, but he does shoot over 46% from the field, which is very efficient, you know, for a guy like him who's been in the league for several years. He's in his mid-30s now. I think he's 33 to be exact, and he's definitely, you know, on his way out, you know, because I think, you know, I feel like, you know, the way he plays now, I can see maybe a good 2 or 3 years left in him, you know, at the best, at most, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, with that being said, he might be able to extend his career a little bit longer, but I definitely think that's around about the time frame that, you know, he'll be valuable to a team, be able to give them valuable minutes on both ends of the floor. And I think that, you know, with what he brings the Clippers in regards to culture, a good locker room guy, understanding situational basketball, high IQ for basketball, and knowing, you know, how to be versatile on the court. Because like I said, it's not many guys in this league who can guard position 1 through 5. Nicola Batum is one of those guys. And I mean, and there may be a lot of guys in the league who can guard position 1 through 5, but they can't guard it the way that he can and the way that certain ones can. Because certain ones that can do things like that, you know, it's rare to have a player like that. Now, they got a younger Nicola Batum, I would say, in Robert Covington, you know, so that's definitely a plus for the Clippers. You know, whenever Nicola Batum decides to retire, if the Clippers allow him to retire from there, or whether he's, you know, traded or whatever the case may be, which I hope that's not the case, you know, they do have a younger version of him in the lineup right now, on the roster as we speak. You see what I'm saying? So I definitely respect that and understand if they do that, because they might feel like, you know, maybe getting rid of his contract or something like that might be able to bring them somebody else. You know how businesses run. They got to make business decisions. I hate it sometimes. You know, we all hate business decisions sometimes, but they just have to be made. You know, that's just the way it goes. But I definitely hope he ends his career with this team, because I would like to see him, you know, not only end his career with this team, but hopefully it ends in a championship. Because I feel like, you know, like I said, the Clippers have a great opportunity this year to do a lot of good things in the regular season, or this upcoming season in the regular season. And I feel like they're definitely one of the scariest teams to be dealt with going into next season. Definitely, you know, revenge tour for them, you know, because they were robbed of the opportunity this past year without Kawhi. PG goes down, then he comes back in the, you know, a couple weeks before the season ends, gets COVID in the play-in tournament. Just so many things went wrong with the Clippers. It's just really unreal how they, you know, keep things together the way they do. And Ty Lue is a big credit to that, because he kept his team together throughout this past season. They found a way to make the play-in tournament, which was an accomplishment for them because they didn't have neither one of their superstars. And they beat the Lakers 4 times while doing it, you know what I'm saying, while the Lakers had all their superstars on at least a couple occasions. So it's very amazing to see what this team has done, the resiliency and everything. And I can definitely see why Ty Lue wants everybody back, you know, to make another run at it. And I definitely feel like they should definitely, you know, try to keep Nicola Batum, because, you know, with his wisdom and his knowledge, even if he, you know, eventually within the next year or two sits on the bench because he can't play but so many minutes, you know, he can definitely be like what Udonis Haslem is to the Miami Heat. Udonis Haslem doesn't play. He's basically like another coach for the team. You know what I'm saying? He's basically like a guy out there, you know, getting the young guys in position to play a certain way and teach them situational basketball so they can play at a high level when they're put in position to do so, which is the playoffs. And that's what Nicola Batum could be for the Clippers going forward if they decide to keep him, which I hope they do, because like I said, he can serve value either way. On the court, he's definitely good. Locker room guy, he's good. He definitely would be a good mentor to one of the younger players there to help them expand their game a little bit further. So maybe he can help them get a bigger contract. You see what I'm saying? There's always something there's always something valuable about a guy like Nicola Batum if you decide to keep him on your roster. And I definitely think the Clippers should. And I definitely feel like, he's definitely served decent enough value for him to do so. And then on top of that, I guarantee you, going into next year, when they go into the playoffs, I guarantee you Nicola Batum is going to hit some big shots. Guarantee he's going to make some big defensive plays. Guarantee he's going to make those type of plays that can help the Clippers win. And that's the type of guy you need in the locker room. That's the type of guy you have to respect. And that's the type of guy I think everybody in that locker room respects. And I feel like, even though the Clippers are, coming towards an end, I would say, in regards to their championship aspirations, maybe within 1 or 2 years, I definitely believe this is the year they have to win it myself, but they still want to have guys like him around that can mentor the younger guys and get those young guys where they need to be, because even though they had some experience last year in regards to like Brandon Boston Jr. and Amir Coffey and players like that, still they still need mentoring. And like I said, watching Nicola Batum go out there and do it, show you by example, is also good. But it's also good to have somebody show you, on the side too, in practices and things like that, to help expand their game. And I feel like Nicola Batum is just a priceless player. And I mean, I've said before, Kawhi Leonard, when they lost in the bubble, Kawhi Leonard said he wanted high IQ players, and a high IQ player, one of the most high IQ skilled players on that team, is Nicola Batum. Because like I said, he can guard from position 1 through 5. And like I said, he knocks down threes at a high clip. I mean, he's part of the reason why they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league. And then on top of that, like I said, he just knows how to make those type of plays at times. The plays where it's like, somebody, let's say PG shoots a shot, hits a brick, and he misses the 3. Nicola Batum somehow gets the rebound, gets a offensive rebound at that, and gets the putback and allow the Clippers offense to keep going, and then get back on defense and make a defensive play. And he can also pass the ball pretty well too, so his passing is underrated also. So this is what I'm saying, he affects the game in so many different ways. The little things that he does, it goes unnoticed. And to me, when they acquired him, that was probably one of the most underrated trades that they actually acquired, the LA Clippers, in getting Batum, because Batum he's definitely always been one of those versatile players that can make a team better than what they would be if they didn't have him. And that's the reason why Swiss Army knife guys like that have always been valuable. I mean, you look at Nicola Batum, then you could look at somebody else that was a Swiss Army knife for a team. You could look at Andre Iguodala. How good has he been to the Warriors throughout the years? I mean, honestly, if the Warriors had him, they probably would have swept last series. Maybe not swept last series, but it wouldn't have went that far with Memphis. And it looks like they're about to sweep Dallas, but I mean, they would just walk through the playoffs if they had Andre Iguodala, if he still can play at a decent level the way he could, because he was a good defender. He can knock down a big 3 when they needed it at times, and he can guard the other team's best offensive player and get the best of them at times. I mean, Andre Iguodala did win a Finals MVP over Stephen Curry. So this is what I'm saying. When you have those Swiss Army knife type guys, that's good locker room guys and that understand situational basketball and know how to play the game the right way and know how to step their game up at a high level. The higher the stakes go, the higher they go in the playoffs, they step their game up more and more and more. When you have those type guys, you have to find a way to keep them, because there's a lot of guys in the NBA that has that type of resume. And like I said, Nicola Batum is one of those type guys, just like Andre Iguodala is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the Clippers would be losing a lot if they cut bait with a player like this, who can definitely not only help them and make up for a lot of positions when other players are hurt. And that's another thing you got to look at too. The Clippers have been an injury prone team. When one of their stars go down, Nicola Batum can't make up for their scoring, but he can make up for some of their defense. And like I said, he can knock down big shots, just like some of their other players can. So it's like you could put him in position, the same position you put Kawhi in. Kawhi Leonard is a small forward, power forward, the same thing Nicola Batum is. But at the same time, Nicola Batum can't score like Kawhi Leonard. He's not the great player Kawhi Leonard is, but defensively, he can make some big defensive plays the way Kawhi Leonard does at times because, like I said, his IQ is there and he's got good hand-to-eye coordination and he knows how to pick his spots when he goes for steals and cause turnovers, and he's very lengthy. I mean, he can block shots as well. I mean, sometimes he plays the 5 position on defense. He guards the opposing team's center and gets blocks on him. Disrupt some of the layups, disrupt some of the hook shots. That's what I'm saying. A player like that definitely does a lot for a team that goes unnoticed, but he's definitely one of the most valuable pieces on there that a lot of people don't even recognize. And that's why I said I feel like they should grant him his wish for letting him, retire with the Clippers, because like I said, if they win a championship, Nicola Batum is going to be a big part of the reason why they win it. And like I said, it's going to be series where he's going to have the matchup where he has to go against the opposing team's best player some. He's going to have to go in the paint and guard the opposing team's big man. And Nicola Batum could still do those things. And he could do them pretty well. And this is the reason why I said, when you look at them last year or the year before last, when they were down 0-2 in every series, Nicola Batum played some hella defense in those series to help him come back against the Mavericks and Utah, and even against the Phoenix Suns. You know what I'm saying? He had some series where he guarded DeAndre Ayton and shut him down for a few possessions. Same thing with Utah with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert tries to get in there and score, and Nicola Batum gets a couple of blocks that goes unnoticed. He gets a couple of strips off Rudy Gobert off his leg, and the ball goes the other way. Now it's the Clippers' possession. It's little things like that he does that allows the Clippers to get extra possessions. And when you give a team like the Clippers with all their shooters extra possessions, they're going to make you pay for that because they got nothing but shooters and they got nothing but scorers. And these guys can also defend well too. So this is my point. They need to grant him his wish. They need to let him end his career there because he doesn't have much longer left. And I really don't think that he would fit anywhere else right now. I mean, he would in regards to who he is, but I really don't think that's his aspirations. His aspirations, of course, is to end as the Clipper. And like I said, that's what they should allow him to do because he served well so far and he's been a valuable piece so far. He's also been a valuable piece this year when Kawhi and PG was out, and he'll definitely be a valuable piece going the next season, hopefully when they win the championship. But hey, that's my take on everything. You leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos as always. And hey, Khaliis out.